research that I have, you know what I'm saying, the things that I have researched and the things that I have bought to play. Um, and I wanted to do this in the right way. I had a little while to touch up on this when I was speaking about the guy, you know, that keep on, you know, harassing and coming in my inboxes and things like that. I spoke out on him on a video. So in this video, people was asking me about what is the Fellowship of the British Academy. And I just wanted to, you know, before I go to work, break this down to you and kind of put you in place on what the Fellowship of the British Academy is and what is the part that they play and what did I mean by this. Because, you know, people heard this and now they about to go do their research on it, right? They about to go try to, yeah, I knew all, no, you didn't. George Soros has a non-for-profit that gives money out in America. Everybody knows he gave money to Black Lives Matter. He gave money to a lot of things. But George Soros is so important, hold on, is so important because he sits at the head table of the Fellowship of the British Academy. Now, the Fellowship of the British Academy was a secret, basically a secret society of worshipers that got together around 1920. And what they deal in is it's a bunch of the rich. It's like a bunch of the richest people in the world. And they came together and they made the Fellowship of the British Academy. And what they deal in is humanity, social science, or social humanity science, or some shit like that. But basically, they are the reason that you got the KKK. They are the reason that you got the civil rights movement. They are the uprising. Anytime you see that communist ass fist, it's the Fellowship of the British Academy. Now it's been around since 1920, so it had so many other leaders besides George Soros. George Soros sits at the table now. These people is the reason that we had what we call low-income housing started projects because we knew somebody was dealing in social and humanities science. And they were trying to get the hypothesis and the conclusions of how to destroy your people and make them into a savage and basically take them over. And all of this is behind that. This is why George Soros is so important. They're caught and they're not fellowshipping in secrecy anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, this is 1,600 or more of the richest people in the world that get together and deal with social and humanity science. They deal with uprising and paying people for bullshit. So all these guys that get out on the YouTube, you wonder, oh, they getting their funding from YouTube. No, they not. They getting their funding from LLCs and shit that's set up here in Chicago dealing with George Soros and the gang and them people. You know what I'm saying? Tariq Nasheed is one of them. Fellowship of the British Academy has been involved with lying and finding false. Okay, what's the guy who found the Sphinx? They always tell you the Sphinx in Memphis. The Sphinx in Memphis. First of all, the guy on the $20 bill and two others named that place in Tennessee, Memphis. Then a guy who was a scientist, or basically considered a scientist or a historian. I want to get that right. He was a historian, and he went into Memphis and supposedly found the Sphinx. He was from the FBA, the Fellowship of the British Academy. You can look him up. He's a liar. During this time of them naming places in America after Egypt and having this uprising of Egyptian, and we had a part in America called a time in America called Egyptomania. And I'm driving, I'm trying to put all this out to you. Egyptomania was after the circus. So after the circus was over, the entertainment finished being about the Wild West, we jumped into Egyptomania. Every party, every TV show, everything that was out, every picture people took, they wanted to dress up like Egyptians. It was called Egyptomania. Make sure you look up Egyptomania. And this is where the, hold on one second. And with Egypt, and why America is so obsessed with Egypt, is during the time of Egyptomania. Okay, so now, in this time of Egyptomania, the 1920s, this is where the Islam and all of this shit is being birthed. The Noble Drew Ali came out the circus, and he's taking a picture with everybody dressed up like Egyptian people, and all of that shit. All of this came out of Egyptomania. This is what this shit was about. This is why white people wanted to play in the Ten Commandments and they wanted to dress up, not because they wanted to be niggas, because it was a time that everybody was just doing it. Every party thing, everything was about Egypt, and it was entertainment then, and it was a time, and all the false books and all the false sphinxes and shit, and people renaming Kaskaskia Cairo, and renaming Tennessee and places, big cities, Memphis, and renaming these places. All of these places were named this by white explorers, and people continue to tell you it's a mixture between, yeah, it's 20 places over here named after Egypt. Oh, this place was named this. All of that shit is false. All of that shit was false as fuck. And if I go through who named places, it's people that sits in the historical spots. Ulysses Grant, he came down to Kaskaskia over by Wakanda, and he called it Cairo because it reminded him of Cairo in fucking Africa. Now you got motherfucking dude from the $20 bill and two others. They named the biggest city in Tennessee Memphis because they just like that. It's from where they from. They're colonizers, and they have you caught up in that history, and it's not true. It's not true. Ulysses Grant came from the $50 bill. The dude on the $20 bill, Jackson, they had a hand in naming this shit. All of these people was a part of the FBA. That's what you don't understand. Now Tariq Nasheed has secretly, symbolically bought you into some shit called FBA. And you think it's FBA? Yeah. What is it? FBA Foundational Black Americans? No, you secretly representing FBA Fellowship of the British Academy. Of the British Academy. They've been around finding and saying that they scientists. They've been around starting uproars. Some of the presidents have been a part of this shit. Everybody's a part of this shit. And now everybody see through Black Lives Matter and all that shit. It was kind of pulled the curtains back on the shit. Like, damn, this is what y'all been doing. This is why color folks they dealing in humanity and social science, people. Why did you call low-income housing in Chicago the projects? Why did you call it that? Why did you call it that? Why did you call low-income housing the projects? Somebody was running a project. They had you in there like rats. They had gates on the front. They had you in there like rats on top of each other. Roaches, everything, getting you sick, testing out everything about you, your allergies. You was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? You was out here getting allergies, getting sick. You was out here, they putting vaccines on you. Everything they dealing with through you is gathering you up and putting you in low-income houses, which is now like, damn, somebody's running a science experiment. Somebody's doing something. You know what I'm saying? This is what's crazy. On that a little bit, Fellowship of the British Academy. This is why I do not blindly follow people. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, you around here, oh, we the foundational this and the foundational that. This nigga's getting funded from somebody. This nigga's not getting paid off these fucking views, and YouTube ain't paying these niggas to do this stupid shit. They monetize, of course, but they stepping into a bag, and somebody's giving them the bag to keep the bullshit going. Keeping them not knowing who they is, keeping them off this land, keeping them dead to law, keeping them just like that. And it's been going for years. The Fellowship of the British Academy been going for years. That nigga is just at the head of the table now, George Soros. That's why he's so important right now, because he's in control of all the uprisings. Again, when you see that communist fist that you seen on Black Lives Matter, that communist fist, them hand gestures and all of that shit, man, everything, the Nazis, all of these people was funded by the Fellowship of the British Academy. It's deep than what you think it is. So pay attention to that, people. And stay alert, stay alive. Black the mother.